Hey guys, this is Gatsby with Tape, and today you join me for episode 4, I want to say, of Gatsby Road to Exploration, and we start on the runway, just grabbing some runway science, because you always forget about the runway. So basically, I want to go to the moon, and I need more science to go to the moon, because I don't have enough things. So the objective of this episode will be getting enough things to go to the moon, and hopefully going to the moon. Probably not with a man, just with a probe, because I have lots of constraints that make it slightly harder than it usually would be, like tech life support and remote tech, which, yeah. Anyway, so let's just grab all of our science and see what we can get. There will be quite a few planes in this episode because it's given me a lot of plane missions, which is, yeah, it's good. It's nice variation, and hopefully one day I'll develop my aviation program enough to have a single stage-to-orbit aircraft, which is, like, super highly possible, because, yeah, it's not that difficult in KSP, but hopefully I'll build a giant cargo plane, or just a space shuttle. I'm probably going to build a space shuttle. I mean, this is me we're talking about. Of course I'm going to build a goddamn space shuttle. Anyway, yeah, so we grabbed a bunch of science. Actually did pretty well for science right there. Surprisingly well for just runway science. But anyway, now we're going again for something. I think maybe a mission or science over the water or something like that. Anyway, we are, of course, taking off from this stupid bumpy runway, which is way too bumpy. It's like, more, as I've said before, more bumpy than the grass by the side, so I've really got to stop taking off from it. Anyway, yeah, bit of a problem is this plane's wheels aren't very well set out, and I kind of smash off the back of the plane and kind of screw that up. So, yeah, expect quite a bit of that in this episode, because planes didn't go so great for me this episode. But anyway, got a little bit of science, I guess, but enough of that. We need to move on to the next plane, which I think goes better, maybe. It doesn't look like it's been set up any better, but it has new wings, different kinds of wings that I built. They're something-y. I don't really know what things are doing, but yes, anyway, I've dealt with my phone now. But yeah, this has all been 4 times the time accelerate, which means I can't tell what's going on because my computer's being really screwy and isn't playing this back at real speed. Hopefully my Windows disk will come soon so I can upgrade to my new processor so I don't have all this bullshit. It's actually never done this before, but recently it's been kind of shitty. Anyway, yeah, so I just let this kind of roll back. Since I smashed it, I just rolled it back onto the runway to get a little more money when I recover it, and a bunch more science, and let's just grab all of these parts to get all the money back. And research slightly better rockets. I got the LV-909 engine, and some bigger tanks. So, let's go to the moon without a fairing. Yeah, I thought this might be possible, if I'm, you know, relatively careful with drag, to just go to the moon without a fairing. But apparently not so much. As you can see in a little bit, that antenna isn't particularly resistant, and this is pretty draggy because it's just a big round probe core. Yeah, the antenna falls off, the rocket shuts down, and kind of tumbles. So that was quite an expensive disaster, and then we'll just let it fall into the ocean where it's doomed. And I can't turn on the engines, of course, because I have no communication, because remote tech means you have to communicate with things with their antennas. Anyway, cutting ahead, I'm just in another plane. I cut through the just getting off the runway because you don't really want to see that. I've got to go do some temperature scans for, like, right next to the runway and the KSC for, like, 30 grand. And yeah, I'm getting a little science, actually. I didn't realize, but each of the buildings you can get different science at, so I might exploit that a bit later. But yeah, that's good. Anyway, cutting ahead again, I'm just trying to get over this hump to get to the first bit where I have to take some temperature scans. Because, well, we got to know how hot it is as our space center, so we know how hot our rockets will be. Anyway, once again, smash off the back of the plane, because I still haven't moved those wheels down. Oh, no, I have! Okay, well, that was just quite a big hump. Anyway, so that went poorly, and then, yeah, so I just let it roll to where it needed to be, and got out and did the temperature scan. And then the plane starts rolling, which is probably good. I need it to be moving. So yeah, we did the first bit of the mission there, which is rather nice, and now I'm just going to try and roll the plane by pushing it with my Kerbal to where it needs to go. However, I push it a little hard and it kind of escapes from me, so we'll just let that go. It's got quite a bit of science on it, but hopefully it'll slow down and we can recover it. And then let's just jump to where I run over and grab the other bit of science. There we go, another EVA report. Oh, it was EVA reports, not temperature scans. Well, then the plane is totally pointless and I just needed to get EVA reports, which is rather good. And then we'll just speed up while we run all the way over to this other bit and get another EVA report. which will be rather glorious. And then just recover our Kerbal, recover our plane, grab the science. Just, yeah, this is a bit of a science-miney episode. I apologize for that. It's probably not madly interesting, but we have to do things, and, you know, planes are fun. And then I think this is just another plane mishap. Yeah, just another random plane mishap that I thought I'd leave in because, you know, it happened. You gotta know where all my money's going, to the backs of planes. Anyway, so during our EVA reports around the KSA, apparently we picked up some weird temperature fluctuations. So, I've loaded up another plane with Jebediah Kerman. Hopefully we won't lose the back of the plane this time. And this is all just 4 times time accelerated because it's, yeah, more planes. And so we're going to go and do all these temperature scans and figure out what all these crazy fluctuations are and get money and science and glory and incredible amount of terrible frame rates on my post-production playback. But yeah, are we rolling backwards or what? Oh, and yeah, another one pops up. These missions have started to get annoying. Before it used to be like, oh yeah, go and do all of these things so you know what you're doing going into it. But now it's like, go and do this, and you do it. It's like, okay, well now you have to go and take a temperature report over here. And I'm like, fine. And it's like, you have to go take a temperature report all the way over here. I'm like, for fuck's sake, man. Just tell me what I gotta do at the start. But anyway, we're getting all of our data about the temperature fluctuations, and I think that's the whole mission completed, and either that or I just gave up because it was really annoying. And now I'm researching some stuff so I can get launch clamps and things and move on, so that the next thing I research is fairings, so we can go to the moon. Anyway, so I upgrade with the money I've been getting. I upgrade my astronaut complex, and now I can do EVAs in space, which is great. So that's what this is. We're gonna go and do our first EVA with our new, I don't know, this is probably like Bluestone a billion at this point, but I think this is Bluestone 7 or something, my nice little small rocket for just putting a Kerbal in orbit, because we've taken most of the science packets to orbit so far, so now we're just gonna send up our Kerbal and get some EVA reports, which will be good, because, you know, you gotta get EVA reports, and it's always good to, you know, get EVAs. We're going to beat the Kerbal Russians to it. Not that America beat the human Russians to it. But anyway, I also get an EVA report in the higher atmosphere, just cause. But yeah. Although I think the first Russian EVA went rather terribly, because the suit overinflated and he almost couldn't get back in the capsule, which was problematic, let's say. Just, you know, not the best, but, well, they did it first. Anyway, so we're in orbit now, and now we're just going to get out and take an EVA report over the water and over the shores, the mountains, the highlands, the deserts. We're going to just tell people what it looks like, and that is, yeah, just helping us understand what our planet looks like from space. Pretty glorious moment, obviously, Jebediah Kerman. Oh yeah, it is Bluestone 7. I remember the number. I think it's Jeb, isn't it? Probably. He does most of our firsts. Yeah, you can see I've left it all sped up because it took me ages just zipping around the planet grabbing as many EVA reports as Kerbally possible. Ah, see, I switched humanly for Kerbally. I'm so smart. Alright, Peter, okay. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all the ones I can get. So I just decide, oh, I already deorbited. Didn't even see that because of the 4 times time accelerating, because I rarely pay attention to what's going on. And now I'm just going to, you know, dive back into the atmosphere with my capsule, which is nice because, oh, and the nice thing about having EVA reports is I can leave science packages in space now, so I can return just with the capsule and I won't flip out and die, which is good. Yeah, I'm just looking at all this rasterprop stuff. I installed rasterprop monitor because I really like rasterprop monitor. It gives you lots of cool readouts on the screens. But anyway, yeah, just having a nice fiery deorbit like usual. Pretty regular for Jeb right now. Actually, in this space program, he hasn't done this a ton of times. But yeah, that was all rather good, and it looks like we're going to land on some land, which is nice, because then we can get a little bit more science, because it's all about the science, and it's also all about the base, or something like that. Annoyingly, it's about 900 grand to upgrade the science center, so yeah, it'll be a while before I can get surface samples. Anyway, I accidentally put down a flag for some reason, just accidentally put it down, which kind of sucked, but I got a world first for it, so that was good. I'm not sure if I actually had a mission for that little bit, or if I just did it for the science. I think... Oh yeah, science data from around Kerbal. Oh good, I actually paid for my mission, which is good, because all of these missions here with these planes are breaking off. But yes, it's another plane! Today, we're gonna go for a bit of a flight. I've forgotten which one this is. It's either over the mountains or to the second runway. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it's Jeb again. He Just wanted a bit of a luxurious fly after that whole space debacle. Debacle? Yeah. Oh, maybe this isn't one of my successful flights. Oh, hey! Gets into the air. Yeah, this plane is problematic, but I keep using it because there's not a ton you can do right now with planes. Yeah, it looks like I'm flying over to the second runway, so I can go and get a little science from there, which is, I thought it would be like the shores or grassland or highland. Yeah, it turns out the science you get from there is Tundra, which is weird because yeah, let's just anyway cut ahead and go and land on this, flying over the beautiful water, which I'll never stop mentioning. And when I get to Lathe and Eve, we'll take a look at that beautiful water, and it will be glorious. Although on Lathe it'll be quite similar. But on... oh god, I'm dying! Oh, that was weird. Anyway, yeah, I have a little trouble landing this because it's too stable, which means it tips forward too much. Which is just as much of a problem as being too unstable. So yeah, you gotta find a balance in your planes. But anyway, we're gonna just touch down on this runway, which is apparently Tundra from the science I get. Doesn't look much like Tundra, and it's a bit of a shame because I kind of wanted to go to the Tundra. But maybe I still will with some different science stuff. But yeah, let's see the materials bay. Yeah, Kerbin's Tundra. Is it though? I think we're a bit far south for that. Or a bit far north. Is there any Tundra in the South Pole on Kerbin? I assume there is. I mean, there's got to be something leading into it, or it would be rather weird. I think my phone just went off again. Oh yeah, just Twitter stuff. Alright, anyway, let's just grab all of the science, and then I was gonna fly back, and then I was like, oh, this plane's so horrible to fly, I'm just gonna recover it, because we're close enough. We're on a runway, aren't we? A much nicer runway than our own runway, by the way. I should really just get Kerbin side for this. But that would be rather cheaty to have all of those really nice launch pads already. Anyway, let's just recover this, and we get some good science. And some funds, apparently. Oh, that was just funds from the plane. Get our Kerbal back. Apparently we've completed a world first. Can't read that, but I think it was something about going really far. Anyway, Jeb is in another rocket. I should have put Val in there, but whatever. And he's going to go and do some more EVAing. Higher above Kerbin this time. Again, all sped up because, you know, for the sake of... yeah, you know, it's just science mining right now, which I enjoy. I enjoy, you know, rinse and repeat sort of stuff. But, yeah, it's just speed it up for the video, or this video will be crazy long. You can kind of really see why my videos are in post-commentary. A lot of people just like, do it all live commentary. If I did it all live commentary, we'd probably still be somewhere around episode 2 right now, in terms of content for about, yeah, because... the amount of editing and the speeding up I do usually cuts about an hour's worth of footage down into a 20-minute video. Sometimes I will leave live commentary in. I haven't this episode just because I didn't really record much because it was just lots of stuff. But when there's more interesting stuff, I will. You know, I try and make my videos as interesting as possible. But you know, there's some just things like. There's a lot of stuff to do in Kerbal Space Program, and a lot of it's not massively interesting. Anyway, so we've got all our science, and now let's just go back. I think I did a deorbit burn, probably. Maybe? Yeah, it looks like it. Again, quite speedy uppy. But yeah, you know, a lot of Kerbal Space Program isn't always high octane all the time, so, you know, it's less than fascinating to watch it all at real time. So yeah. But anyway, let's just go back to Kerbin again. Jebediah, I think this is all in one day, so Jebediah Kerbin's been in space twice today, which is pretty good. It may not have been. I may have time warped to the morning a few times. At some point, I might implement something like I can only launch once a week, which I did in my old series, Solar Civilization, and I found that was quite good because it adds a constraint, and you know you have to plan your missions better. Oh. Thought that was a pretty serious death there. It splashed quite hard, but apparently he survived. It's playing back at such a bad frame rate that it's kind of, yeah, kind of hard to tell. Anyway, more planes. I don't oh yeah, I'm gonna fly really far. Don't worry, I'll cut through most of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I think this is the mission. Oh yeah, no, this bit. I took off and was like, I'm gonna go do this mission, then realized, oh wait, I don't actually have the mission, I forgot to take it on, so I'm gonna land this, get the mission, and go back. But yeah, Jebediah Kerbin again, he's very active, he's getting pretty serious pay raise for all of this work he's been doing, running a space agency. Well, he doesn't run the space agency, but he, does the science. I mean, Gene Kerman does most of the running. But yeah, well, no. Is it Gene Kerman who's the scientist? I don't know. They're all just doing stuff. I don't know all the Kerbals. Anyway, so let's just slow down gently. Not going to pull those parachutes because those are really for emergency landings. I use them on most landings just because it's easier and I don't trust this plane one bit. But anyway, yeah, let's just go grab that mission. I think it's, some temperature surveys of Kerbin because we've got to find out how warm this planet is. Maybe we hear it's been the hottest summer in 2015 or 2015 being the hottest year of the world. I'm literally lost for words. I don't know. Oh yeah, it was that 2015 was the hottest year on record for the Earth, which was really bad. So that's what we're trying to prevent here on Kerbin. Anyway, yeah, a bit of a terrible takeoff and cutting ahead. I think I actually may have accidentally cut out one of the times where I got a crew report and got one of the missions, but you get the point. Anyway, I did leave this beauty shot in of just kind of flying over the mountains. It just looked nice. I like these mountains. I like flying fighter jets around mountains. It's like really fun trying not to crash them. Yeah, we got a world first for some reason. I don't really know why. I also can't read that because it has to play back at half resolution in a post-production, but you know what that was, so good for you! It was probably something about going far or fixed-wing aircraft or something, I don't know. Anyway, we're coming up to our first location where we can grab our crew. Well, it's actually our second location because I accidentally cut that other one out in my brash editing. But yeah, we get that. We get some science and some money. That's all good. And now on to the next one where I just grab that and, same thing. And we've done the whole mission, been paid lots of money, and now we just go for a landing actually in the grass because I wanted to get some science from down here in the Highlands. Then I'm just going to recover it because, again, I got paid pretty well and I can't really be bothered to fly back. I'm being very lazy this episode because there was so much science mining. There were so many science mines. So many of the science mining. It was rather tedious for a little while. But yeah. So I got a bunch of science, enough to get fairings, glory to Sotska. That's pretty much the whole quote of this entire series right now. Anyway, so I've got to go to the moon. Don't have any communication satellites, so I've got to get myself on a trajectory before I go over the horizon of the KSC. So I've got to go now, at night. So sorry about that, but that is the reality of this. I have to go now because I've got to launch right into a lunar encounter. A lunar? Yeah, it's the moon, not the moon. So it's a lunar encounter. And we've prepared ourselves a rather large rocket because I really didn't want to mess up. I also have a solid rocket booster in the middle of there somewhere for just a little extra thrust because, again, I haven't really been to the moon in a while. So I don't really know what I'm doing. It has been a while since I've done normal space stuff. But yeah, anyway, problem is, this solid rocket booster, I start flipping. I do manage to hold it pointing prograde for most of it, but yeah, that didn't help that much. But I get myself into a pretty good trajectory. I mean, I'm tumbling, but that happens. But it was fine because my engine had already was on the right trajectory. But anyway, now we've just got to burn for hell and leather. Burn hell for leather is what I was looking at, not for hell and leather. And get ourselves on a trajectory that will hit the moon. Obviously, I haven't upgraded my what is it? The ground station. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it the ground station. So I can't so I can't communicate. No. What? So I can't see where I was going. So I have to basically guess that trajectory. And I couldn't communicate as well because I don't have anything. And I'm also out of electric charge because I have no solar panel. So we are dead on arrival. But we did arrive. And we did get that world first. And we did get that mission. And we did get to the moon before the Kerbal Russians. Who don't really exist. So it's not a massive achievement. But yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. I haven't upgraded the ground station. So I had no patched conic, so I couldn't actually see if I had my encounter, but I did get the encounter, but I know what I'm doing now. I've been to the moon so many times that, I don't really need that. And the communications apparently wasn't that much of a problem. But if we want to get science from the moon, we are going to need communications and solar panels and that sort of stuff. But that will all be in future episodes. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been KSP with Tape. I will see you next time.